Biomechanics 6.2 Technical Model. What is a technical model? A technical model is a qualitative technique that is used typically in instructions such as how to complete a skill. According to Prezi.com, a technical model explains a technique with words rather than numbers. This means that we are able to learn and practice a skill until we can do it due to it being broken down with simple instructions or verbal descriptions. This is qualitative as it uses words and descriptions to explain how to do a skill rather than data on the skill. Technical models are a useful tool to use at any skill level, but may become less useful once more advanced, as some skills may not be able to be easily put into a technical model. Phases of a skill. A skill is the ability to perform an action. This may be a serve in tennis or a sweep in hockey. In all of these skills, there are different phases. The three main phases that there are preparation, execution, and recovery. The preparation phases is what we do before we follow out the skill. For example, when doing a penalty in football, we may use a run-up in our preparation so that we can generate power for the shot. We will then execute the skill, which is the main action in the skill. In some sports, this is where the main area of technique is required. In a penalty, this would be the action of making contact with the ball for the shot. At the end, there is the recovery, which is the final part of the skill, which we use to finish it. In a penalty, we may follow through the shot to make sure that we have put as much power onto the ball as we can. In a technical model, each phase of the skills will be explained qualitatively to ensure that we can do the skill correctly. The phases of the skill allow us to break down each section, allowing us to learn the best technique for a skill. All phases are very important as all aspects are necessary to get the best outcome of the skill. For example, in a tennis serve, it is very important that we bend our knees in the preparation phase, as this then allows us to generate more power to reach up to the ball. This small step can change a normal serve to being a winning serve. Technical model of a netball chess pass. A chess pass is a frequently used pass in netball which all players on the court need to be able to do. This technical model shows 4 stages of a chess pass in netball, including preparation, execution, and recovery. In the first picture, in A, we see that our fingers must be placed in a W shape on the ball, and the ball must be around chest height with our elbows tucked in. We then must take a step forward with our more dominant foot and transfer our weight forward, while keeping our elbows tucked in. We will then push the ball out in front of us, straightening our arms and quickly releasing the ball. We will then extend and follow through with arms, wrist and fingers to ensure the pass is flat and fast. It is important to follow all these steps in a netball pass as it allows accuracy and power, which means the pass is less likely to be intercepted. This technical model would typically be used by a beginner in netball to learn the skill. However, it may also be used by more experienced players as a reference to ensure that they are doing everything correctly in case they are missing any steps out that may be affecting their pass. Conducting technical models on a basketball shot. A very important part of basketball is shooting. This is what is used to score points and will determine who wins and who loses. This means that it is very important that we complete all steps of the skill to ensure we have the best chance at scoring points. In preparation, we will keep our feet together, shoulder width apart and slightly staggered, shooting foot forward with your shooting hand positioned elbow in line with your shoulder with shooting hand. We will then push our shooting hand below the ball and non-shooting hand on the side of the ball to act as a guide. Leave space between palm and ball so that the ball can roll off your fingertips, and spread fingers wider for better control. In execution, we locate the target and look towards where we want the ball to go. When shooting, we straighten our arms and jump to propel the ball upwards and jump slightly forwards. Push ball upwards with shooting hand and use the non-shooting hand to guide the ball. Just before you reach the maximum height, release the ball. In the recovery, we then must follow through to make your hand resemble a swan. Producing a technical model. When we produce a technical model, we need to make sure that it has all the essential information so the skill is shown correctly. There are multiple ways we are able to do this. We can look at literature, such as books. There are also journals that we can use online which are written by specialists as well as reviewed by subject experts. And here we are able to look at other people's technical models to be able to make the most effective technical model possible. We can also look at elite athletes such as Serena Williams and people who perform the skills the best on the world stage. We are able to find videos, pictures online as well as looking at images in books and articles which can help us how it's being performed in the best way by someone who is winning with it. For example, when trying to learn the best technique, we may watch footage of Roger Federer forehand. We may watch footage of Roger Federer and make a technical model for a forehand, as Federer has one of the most accurate forehands in tennis, where 56.9% of his winning points were with forehands. We can also use national governing bodies who have coaching manuals, which coaches can use to create accurate technical models. This means that they can also be tailored to be more individual. However, some models are unorthodox but can still be successful, which means that a technical model isn't suited for everyone, and to use a technical model won't work always. Technical analysis of performance and improvements. When we are teaching a skill, we may need to analyse them so that we can see what we are doing right and what we are doing wrong. A popular way of doing this is by using videos in different softwares. These allow us to re-watch footage and look at them from different angles, pause and slow down footage. This means that we are able to pinpoint any good or bad points. There are different softwares that we can use, such as Coach's Eye and Dartfish. They work by filming from multiple angles, and we are also able to slow down and replay videos. This allows us to analyse ourselves more. This allows us to see what we are doing well and what we need to improve on. Software such as Coach's Eye are very good to use as they easily are available on most devices. However, they can be expensive, with Dartfish costing up to £55 a month. However, due to features such as slow motion, it becomes very easy for us to pinpoint what we are doing. However, this may not be good for all sports. Some sports such as football may find it harder to use software like this, especially during matches due to the fast pace and the amount of people that are playing at the same time. This can cause problems such as people running in front of the camera. However, there are other ways that we can use technical analysis. We can use coaches who will give us live feedback. Coaches are able to ensure that they are coaching correctly with guidance from governing bodies such as the Association of Coaching. Getting analysis from a coach can be more accurate as they have prior knowledge. They are able to pinpoint more specific issues or positives. Also, coach analysis can be used live and in the moment. This can be very useful in competitive situations, as there may be something that we need to quickly change. However, a coach may miss some parts of the analysis as they aren't able to re-watch or slow down what is happening. This means we may not get as much of a detailed analysis. A technical model of a basketball shot analysis. In the preparation for the shot, we can see that it is good as the right foot, along with the shooting hand, is in front of his left foot. This helps the shooter become more balanced, which will make it easier for them to make a more accurate shot. Also, his body is facing the target to where he wants to shoot. This means that he is able to see where he needs to shoot, which means he will have better control of where he is shooting the ball. His hand placement is also good, and it is important that we put our shooting hand, in this case the right hand, under the ball and the non-shooting hand on the side. This means that we are able to get power with our shooting hand, and our left hand can act as a guide to help us make a more accurate shot. However, to get a more accurate shot, we must have our palm slightly lifted from the ball so that it doesn't slow down the ball, as it is only used as a guide. Finally, to get even more balance, it would be better if he kept his feet further apart from each other. This means that he will be able to focus on his shot, which will make it more successful. However, overall it is good as he ensures that his knees are bent over, which will allow him to generate more power. In the execution phases, his hand placement is good, as his non-shooting hand is placed on the side of the ball. This allows him to have a better guidance on the ball and still have power. He also elevates onto his front foot and reaches high when taking the shot. This means that the shot will go higher, therefore giving it a larger surface area to shoot in the basket. However, he should have kept his arms at more of a 90-degree angle so that he would be able to reach even further. Finally, in the recovery stage, he keeps his body facing the target, allowing him to have better direction over his shot. He also reaches high and follows through with the ball by flicking his wrist. This gives an additional bit of power behind the ball and helps the ball reach up. However, in the follow through, he needs to push the ball up with his hands facing the basket more so that the ball has more guidance and he has more control over where the ball will go. Not all technical models will be perfect, and there are negatives and positives with all. Technical models are very useful as they give the learner a visual understanding which can help them. However, not all models will work for everyone, as they may have another technique that works better for them, as they may have an unorthodox approach that works better for them and is successful, and a technical model will not be useful to them. For example, tennis player John McEnroe had an unorthodox approach to serving, where he would face away from the baseline opposed to facing forward. This shows that if they are currently successful in how they currently do it, technical model would not be useful and could decrease their performance instead of improving it. However, if they work with a technical model, it will make it easier to see their mistakes and what they are doing incorrectly. However, if they don't have access to a good coach who understands what is being taught, then it will be harder for them to spot what is wrong with the skill, which will mean that they are less likely to improve and may pick up bad habits. Also, it is very important that technical models are accurate, as we need to look at journals and other information. Otherwise, we won't be learning the skill in the most effective way.